Hello there. Come here, my little friend. Oh, don't worry, he'll be all right. This is only one Kenobi. Only one. Welcome to part 20 of the Vintage Collection speculative videos for 2018. And I'm stopping here. I'm no longer going to be putting numerical titles on my videos because we've got to 20 now. And there's more I could say. So how far are we going? Is it going to be part 78? Whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to give them any more numbers now. I'm going to stop on 20 and make it a big one. This is one I've been dying to do, this video, because I want to talk about future releases of Ben Kenobi that we could have in the future. Very quickly going to show you all the cardbacks we've had in either VOTC or Vintage Collection for the character Obi Wan Kenobi. All of them are fantastic, from Attack of the Clones here to Revenge of the Sith, and even the Clone Wars. He's been on several cardbacks. In fact, to be honest with you, this character and these cardbacks are the reason I got into this whole carded collecting anyway. I won a couple of them on eBay, really cheap, these two. And a third one came about a week later, I got really cheap, £9 for him. He goes for a fortune now on eBay sometimes. And then I started to... It went a bit out of control, as you can see, basically, to cut a long story short. But what I'd like to discuss today is what future cardbacks we could have for Ben Kenobi. Now, we've had an Old Ben before. Not really a massive fan of the figure inside. I'll come back to that in a moment, but I do think that they could give us a brand new cardback with a new figure inside, and it's time now for us to talk about this Legacy Collection figure, which is, I'm so glad to finally have it in my collection. It took a while to get hold of it because of the price of him on eBay is quite expensive. But this Legacy Collection Ben is what many consider to be the definitive Ben Kenobi figure in 3 points of... I nearly said 3 points of articulation, in multiple articulation, multi-articulated 3.75, 3¾ inch. There he is, Legacy Collection Ben. It really is a great figure. But stuff is happening at the minute. Stuff has been released, or is proposed to be released, that will actually kind of blow this one out the water in a way. But we'll discuss that in a moment. So going back to an Old Ben card, they could, by all accounts, re-release this figure, bring him out, because previously this was the Old Ben that we had in the Vintage Collection. I did actually get one of these cheap. I got one for £7 and I sold it on for a profit. I didn't fancy opening it. The reason I didn't want to open it was because I didn't consider this to be the best Old Ben figure loose. It's, if you're from the UK, you'll know who Jeremy Corbyn is. This would be the definitive Corbyn Kenobi figure because his face is quite narrow. I just don't think it really looks like Alec Guinness, not as much as this one does anyway, and it's that classic Legacy Collection articulation as well, is amazing. Also the robe as well. That robe matches exactly the same as these Vintage Collection robes. It's a nicer, finer material. It hangs off the figure a lot looser. It just fits better, whereas this robe here is really puffy and it looks more like he's just sort of like your granddad who's just fallen out of bed and put his dressing gown on, you know, about to make a cup of tea kind of look. So I didn't really like that as much there. But I think that they could give us another Ben card. I always imagined having this on a card back, which is like, I'd say, the definitive Alec Guinness in the role of Obi Wan Kenobi publicity image, if you'd like. I did go on Google a few months ago and I posted on my Facebook page, my Only One Kenobi Facebook, which nobody follows, by the way. I've got more followers on YouTube than there. And it turned out in a Google search that they have used that cardback before, so that means that it is prime for a re-release. Please excuse the fact that this one has a Return of the Jedi label on it. Obviously Old Ben does appear in the Return of the Jedi. However, that image of him with the hood up, we all know, is from the corridor when he comes face to face with his former Padawan, Darth Vader. So there you go. Now, in terms of a figure that they could re-release, I've changed my mind. I used to think that they could just repack that one and I'd be happy. And everyone would be happy to get that figure back because it was so good. However, check out this 5 points of articulation figure that is being floating around on the internet, and I found it first via my mate Michael. Thank you for that, Michael, giving me the heads up. On Jedi Temple Archives you will see this proposed figure. It might even be out now, I don't know, but look at that head sculpt. It is unbelievable. Obviously it's 5 points of articulation. I'm definitely not a fan of this. If you've got a figure that's not articulated, curved arms, I think, suck. I just don't like him at all. I'd sooner have arms that are straight or a figure that's articulated where you can do what you want with the arms. But you can't argue with that head sculpt. Yes, it's hard goods, it's not soft goods, but my goodness me, if they could put that head onto that body, you would get a definitive, super articulated, vintage Obi Wan Kenobi, Old Ben Kenobi figure. And they wouldn't put it on that card back at Out because we've had it and we don't want it again. We want something like this. I think it would be really nice to bring it out on that card back. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.